got off from my 9-to-5 job. I am Robin, also known as Robin. This is my small crochet business called SOOOOON's Crochet. This is my puppy Canela. And this week we are market prepping T-minus 7 days till the market. Actually 6 if you include today. We are exactly 1 week away. I cannot believe it. Let's get into something a little bit more comfortable. That's a lot better. A little bit of information about me is I work a 9-to-5 job as a pharmacy technician in Florida. Started crocheting just about 2 years ago, and I've been running my small business for 1.5 years. I started my business in December of 2023 is when I started actually selling at markets. On July 4th, I have another market. This last year with my small business, things got a little bit rocky. I did a bunch of markets last year in 2024. I attended a lot of markets. I got a lot of experience. I shared a lot of my moments in vlogs here on my channel, and then I started painting safety eyes, and that was a whole journey as well. A lot of growth happened. I pattern tested a lot of things for a lot of special creators I'm grateful to have worked with before. And after all that experience, I was planning a big convention in October of 2024. My house unfortunately flooded in August, so right before the convention, like while I was prepping, I had to start all over. It was just a major setback. Thanks to the community and all the support and so much love that people gave me, I was able to rebuild my yarn wall, rebuild my business in general, my motivation. I got a lot of like sweet loving letters to just restart my crochet business. And for the last 6 months, I have been slowly at a couple markets at the beginning of this year, just a couple patterns this year. It's been a little bit slower than my last year, 100 miles an hour last year, and this year I'm definitely taking my time. I had a burnout period. I got really sick. I just got over the flu. This last week I had the flu, you guys, while I was market prepping. So actually nothing happened last week. You're not missing much. So if you notice why my voice sounds a little different, that's because I just got over having the flu. My entire family, all my siblings, we all just got over having the flu. So full-on body aches, fever, couldn't get out of bed, headache. It was awful. Would not wish that upon any human. I'm thankfully completely flu-free. I feel great today. Now I have to pull my Cricut out from under my bed because there are a couple things that just need cricketing, and I have a couple of plushies that just need finishing. So we're going to go through all of those whips today, all of the market whips, and we're going to complete them. That's my goal today, Friday, June 27th. We're finishing all the whips. Please keep me accountable, you guys. I need it. But we are picking up my final week of market prep for this 4th of July event. There's actually 2 events, so it's going to be two separate markets that I have back to back, but I can't wait to take you along. So if you've enjoyed the journey so far, or if you enjoy crochet content, you might enjoy some of my other videos. Please hit the subscribe button if you do enjoy videos like this, and I really appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. Grab a whip and a drink, and I'll see you in a second. It's lunchtime. Hey, what's for lunch? It's not actually lunchtime. It's Cricut time. I'm gonna go grab my Cricut, and I'd like you guys to join me. Let's go on a Cricut date. My Cricut is underneath my bed. You can't even see my bed from here. Let's go. Let's go. Trying to let the natural light do us justice here. So this is my bed. Welcome to my crib. It has this really cool, right here, it's got this big buckle, and I lift it up, and there is a bunch of stuff under here. Oh yeah. Robin's collection. Treasures untold. How many wonders can one bedroom hold? So Hinata really likes going under here. She's right there. She really, 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 really likes the underside of my bed. I have to like kick her out. Watch. Ready? I have to. She's so tiny in comparison. But Parfait Chunky. In this corner, we've got Premier Basics Chenille. And the one she just hopped on, those two are both large plushies. Right here, this is Bernat Velvet. And that looks like it is Loops and Threads, like Sweet Snuggles Light. But I'm actually in here for the Cricut, which is hiding underneath the Bernat. So climbs right in there. Like this is her home. Hinata, you do not live down here. This is not your domain. You have the entire bedroom to wander around and play and cuddle with Maui. Not my bed. Not underneath my bed. Okay, the Cricut. I bought this a couple years ago. And a lot of my Cricut tools are inside. Oh, I didn't realize how far back behind you were. A lot of my Cricut tools are inside this. So I'm gonna just take this little bucket out, like the brayer. Actually, I don't even know if I have a brayer anymore. I have to now kick Hinata out from underneath my bed. So it's gonna be fun because she does not like to be kicked out. So I'm just gonna let you see me try and shoo her out. Okay. I know, we don't like this. I know. Good girl. She's gonna try and get back in. Good job. Okay, now that it is free of anybody, we're gonna close it up. That was easy, huh? Perfect. Cricut acquired. Well, the mats and all that are in a storage container in my closet, so now I gotta go find the actual mats to cut the felt and all that on, so I'm gonna go pull that out. I'll be right back. I'm filming on my phone to do the update. 5.5 inches, almost 6 inches on the pattern. If you hear my brother playing Fortnite, that's what that sound is. Measured it and then I put it on my Cricut, and it's going to be our username, which is Sweet Beans. Now all I have to do is press play, and I'm really nervous. I just opened up this standard grip mat, and I'm using, it's actually sparkly white felt, but I'm using the non-sparkly side because I want this to be like a neutral bag that I can wear with anything. So we're gonna hit play and see what it does. I'm using a rotary blade, by the way. I'm nervous. I am nervous because I don't feel like this is gonna look right, but wow, okay, that looks a lot better than what I was thinking. And I could just pluck out or cut out the fur in between those and the B letter. That's fine. Okay, you're looking good. I need to get my nails done, you guys, I'm sorry. But whoa, okay, I can see the vision now. It's looking good. It's gonna go right there. And that's in my font too. I was able to like download my font, and I'll be able to put it on the bag. Trying not to be conflicted, but I don't know if it should be long ways Sweet Beans because it technically would fit, or if this looks nice and sweet. I think that actually looks pretty good. I might leave it like that. And then I can like self-advertise. I do like the name Sweet Beans anyway, and I do go by Bean, Robin, so I'm excited. I think it looks really nice. And thank you to Little Lily Bee Shop for letting me pattern test. This was really awesome. I think it's gonna be on her page either for free or paid upcoming this next week. Hi guys, it is Saturday, June 28th. I have just worked for like 8 hours straight on my crochet business. Holy moly, I'm not tired. I actually feel like I have more energy now because I've cleaned up my whole space, finished a lot of projects. I'm going to take out my project bin and share it with you because I am just like really proud of the fact that I did get all this stuff done. First and foremost, because I've been talking about it for a while, I would love to share with you the pattern test bag that I was in for Little Lily Bee Shop. It's her book bag, and it has this lettering on the front. I did pull my Cricut out, and I did it. That is like such a feat. My font also, like that's the font that like all my business stuff is in, which is cool. The book bag, I actually really like how it looks. It is perfect for like a book and maybe like a small skein of acrylic yarn. Show it off, look how cool. But yeah, it says Sweet Beans. You know how I was thinking of writing collector or treasures on it? I feel so bad because this entire project has been not what I expected. When I applied to test it for her, I was like, I'm gonna do pink, I'm gonna say collector or treasure on it. And then the yarn situation, obviously I shared with you how I wasn't sure if I'd have enough of that pink value yarn, and I didn't know where I would like be able to get it. Now we know it's at Michael's. I actually have like a bunch of the Posh Baby Bear, and it looks like they are gonna have the value yarn there, which is amazing, but at the time, I didn't know that. I finished it in the Egyptian sandstone color from Hobby Lobby yarn, and I'm so thrilled with how it came out. It's very soft, and it has Sweet Beans on it, because I felt like it had to be a short word, and I really wasn't sure like what kind of short word I wanted to have on everything. I was really torn, but I wrote Sweet Beans, and now I'm like repping my company, my crochet business, which I think is really cool. I wasn't expecting to do that, but that's just how it happened. I was also, if not this, I was going to write crochet, because I think that would have fit well there too, but it might have been a little long. So I'm really glad I went with sweet beans. I think it looks great. So thank you, Brittany, for letting me be a part of the pattern test. I can't wait to wear this. I shoved in here a little book. I went to Target like a couple weeks ago and I picked up this book called The Spell Shop. Now, I have tried reading a couple books here and I think I've shared like a little bit of my experience, but I was reading a lot last year and then my house flooded and all my books, like all the books I'd gotten for Christmas and all that, had gotten flooded and like thrown away because they were gone. So I don't have any books anymore. And when I applied for the the pattern test for this book sleeve, I was like, well, I might as well get a book. And so when I went to Target, I read the back of this and I just thought it looked so beautiful. And I really like all the cozy vibes. I like the magic. I like the spells. I thought that would be really cool. Like a legal magic shop, basically. It's called The Spell Shop. Sounds really cool. I don't know if there's a love interest in it. I don't really know anything about it yet, but I just did want to shout it out because it's so pretty. Like, look at the artwork. And then the pages are purple, and there is another book of this, and I think the other one was pink, but I think that was the second book. So this is by Rebecca Thorne. Never read her books, never read this book, but I'm really excited because I picked it up. I also grabbed, like, I've had it actually for a couple months, but A Court of Thorn and Roses. I think that's what it's called. Everyone loves that book, and I really do like fantasy, but I got through like 4 chapters and I couldn't like get past that. And then obviously I just been busy. Get past 4 chapters and then I tried doing the audiobook version. Maybe that would like help me while I'm like doing things to listen to it, but like my brain just zones out when I listen to audiobooks. I really do have to read it with my eyeballs. So that one didn't work out too well for me. I'm hoping to maybe pick it back up because I still do have the book in my car for like when I'm on my lunch break at work, but everyone says it's fantastic, or if you keep reading, like you're supposed to keep going, so I have to trust in it. I do believe I'm gonna love it. I just can't get myself to get past the first couple chapters, which sounds terrible. I have tried though. I was able to do all the little strawberry details on my Cricut. It's really hard to tell here, but this white background is sparkly, and then I really do love that design for the strawberry, and I think it's gonna look just fantastic on these. Let me just try and place it on there for you to see. Like, look how cute that's gonna be. Maybe a little lower. It's hard to do adjustments when I want to show you and not drop it. Look at this little jam jar. I'm really proud of it, to be honest. And because of how cute, like, the little strawberry one came out, I have the grape version as well, but I am, like, ordering in the perfect grape color for the grape felt to make the grape bubble. But I did already design it in my Cricut design space, so I just gotta cut it out so it'll have like this and have a little cluster of grapes on there. I also wanted to make maybe a couple honey versions because I think it'd be cute to have like little honey pots, little honeys on the counter. I think that'd be super cute. This is my current whip counter. So the 5 jams need the labels, and then this milk, I don't know if I'm going to put a face on it or if I'm just going to write the word like milk on it, like M-I-L-K, and then glue that on there. This bunny needs arms. This is from my Belly Babies pattern. I made this morning. It took me about 25 minutes to make like this amount with no arms. So I really do like it. I think it's simple and sweet and the perfect like little size instead of having like a large bunny and then the grape jam that you already saw. And then over there, I've got the whole bucket of plushies that are completely done now. Whoop whoop, look at that. So proud. Literally here to show off the plushies. We're gonna get up and personal with. I actually finished them up this morning. Well, I finished all of these up this morning. The last 8 hours I've watched 4 of the Hunger Games. So I watched like the first 2 and then I watched Mockingjay Part 1 and I'm like almost done with Part 2 of Mockingjay Part 2. I was never one of those kids who read the books of the Hunger Games. I just like watched them when I was a teenager, and it's been a really long time since I've seen them. So it was really interesting to like play them again, and I was like, wow, this is such like just societal kind of movie. And I was trying to watch it with my brother, and he was asking me a lot of questions, so it was really cool to like watch that again. But yeah, I just literally spent the last 8 hours finishing plushies, adding embroidery, stuffing them, you know, little details and all that. So these 2 are from a free pattern on Instagram by JD's Plushies. I will have everything in a new pattern link down below. Last year I had a different pattern link that will still be on those videos, but for anything going forward, anything that I show you guys now with patterns now, I think it'd be nice to have just an updated pattern list for like stuff I'm making now. But but I am gonna make a new one, and I feel really proud of that. I think it's like about time. We'll do like a little annual, maybe an annual cleanse if I need to. Definitely things are a little bit different now that I make different things. These duckies are so cute. I have all these Mabels that I finally finished from that cappuccino skein of Bernat. I didn't even actually finish the entire skein, but I got 7 Mabel the chickens. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. And I did, like, obviously I used safety eyes, and then I put their faces like super smushed together. I thought that was cute. I am gonna have just a couple generic plushies at my table. You can't completely avoid animals, obviously. I'm also not going to have like a seafood section at my table. Like last year, I was really focused on making sure I had little seafoods and mermaids. And as much as I wish I had time to make all those mermaids that I really want to make right now, it's really not the time for me to prioritizing that. So I'm going to be working on like little bunnies, finishing out some of the like food products that I was thinking of having. I did make a couple of fruits that you'll see here in a second. 2 big frog pattern tests. These were done like last month. This is by Slowly Poppin' Stitches. The pattern is now out for this little duo. I say little, but they're actually big frogs. All these leggy froggies, and then I gave them like connecting hands so they can like hold your hand. So this is like the whole point of what I wanted to do, is I wanted them to like be able to hold people's hands. I thought that would be unique and cute. And I did embroider all of their little derpy faces. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a total of 10 with both mint and ice green colors. Lots of froggies. These patterns for all these little frogs are by Not Jaded Co. She's got a baby frog and a like long frog pattern. So we got 3 littles and 10 big ones. 3 little strawberry milks. This is a pattern by Little Baby Rory Crafts, but I modify it so it's like half the size of their baby milk that she has. So I just stop, I don't know if it's like round 4 or 5, and I just don't do any more of the increases, and they turn out mini in the yarn that I use. So I got 3 little strawberry milks, and then I got 1 blue regular milk that is not done yet. And I usually want to do chocolate milk, but currently the only chocolate color that I have is this terracotta, and I'm not touching it. I'm not going to use it on chocolate milk. I am going to like hold off. If I do make any, it's going to be in Premier Basic Chenille, but I don't know if I want to use Premier yarn right now when all my stuff is so chenille and soft. The texture would just be different. I'm sure that'll be fine, but I just really had a vision, so we'll see if I like have to tear into that if I make any chocolate milks, but that's not on my priority list for the rest of the week because I did get the flu last week, which knocked me on my butt. I had to stay home from work. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even stand up. I was stuck in bed, so I literally crocheted nothing all week, and I just spent like all of Friday night and most of my Saturday finishing up all of these partially made plushies so that at least I have some really cool new inventory to make good sections. I mean, all the frogs that I did at the beginning of the month was a really good like start, but I definitely wish I had like more prep for like bunnies and like little cute creatures like that. So I'm definitely going to be focusing the rest of my energy this next week that I have on that, because that's definitely like my brand and I want that to stay like true. I'm definitely not going to beat myself up because there's so much I can do about the circumstances and about me being busy or tired or not feeling well or whatever. I'm not trying to create excuses here, but I'm also not going to be sad because my week 3 of market prep didn't actually even end up being anything to market prep, which is fine. Last but not least, I finally sewed together all of the little fruits. So I got the 2 strawberries. This is by that new pattern that I bought. It's Tiny Crochet Creations. I might be wrong, but it's like a pack of 16 fruits and vegetables, and it was $20, but actually that was on sale, so it's $25. Currently, I have the same standing. I don't know if I could recommend this pattern purchase to anybody yet. I'm not 100% sold on like the techniques myself because I just have made a lot of fruit, and I don't know if I really enjoy the way that these were, especially not the strawberries. This was not good. This was the first one I made, and like I followed it to a T, and then this one is when I made some adjustments based on like what I felt like, and I don't want to have to make adjustments when I follow a pattern. I mean, I'm not being a hater because it's like cute. They look really cute, but as far as execution, I wasn't a big fan. And I actually really like this, but the shape was not eggplantish enough for me, so next time maybe I would modify a couple things, but I don't want to have to modify things, you know, so this was cute though. Dominic, when I asked him if he knew what this was, he did know this was an eggplant, so I'm glad I made it. So I made the 2 strawberries and the big eggplant. And then we've got all my belly babies from last month, basically. Still working on that new one that I started this morning. But we got the mouse. We got the mouse ballerina. I don't know, this one looked more like a koala probably, huh? Bear, the bunny, and the kitty. That is all of my market prep so far for the last 3.5, 4 weeks basically. And all the strawberry jams that are not completely done yet. So I have a lot of work to do. I think I'm just going to release Sailor Moon without finishing up the second version of her because I was making another version in a different yarn, and because that just didn't happen this week for my sickness, and now I just have 6 days until my market, I think I'm just going to finish market prepping, and after the market I'll finish Sailor Moon and post her, and it'll be a cool little comparison photo. But as far as releasing the pattern goes, the pattern looks really good and all my testers finished, so I'm just going to post it. I'm not going to hold it back. I'm not going to overthink it because I've had a lot of eyes on it, and I think she looks really good now. All the adjustments were perfect. I'm not going to let myself get imposter syndrome or hold back from this release that people have been anticipating, that I already held back an extra week just because I wanted to make another one of them, because I do want to paint her eyes, and that's a whole nother thing. So I'm just gonna share my second version of Sailor Moon. When I do finish her, I will share her on the channel, but that's probably gonna not be until 2 weeks from now. A part of the giveaway, I'm about to package up some of the giveaway eyes for hitting 7K here on YouTube. One person did not respond. I got 2 responses from the people, so I'm going to be packaging those up. But one of the people who I was gifting the 2 sets to did not respond, so I'm gonna have to do another spin on my wheels. I have these whips right here. Let me share them with you. I've got 5 of these strawberry jams. Because I'm going to be making more jams, I wanted to wait till I had all of the jams ready to put all the labels on at one time, just so it was easier for me in the step process. Number 2 blueberry, it just needs stuffing. So 2 blueberries, 1 grape, 5 strawberry. Then I've got 1 honey right here. I'm going to make this a honey, and I have 1 more on my hook that's completely done. It's just still attached to the yarn, so I'm not going to go grab that, but 2 honeys. Now I feel really good with my little preserve jam section. I know I made a lot of strawberry, and I feel like strawberry is just more popular of a jam. Also maybe raspberry jam, but I don't know what colors I would use for raspberry. I was also thinking what would go with jam is little toasts or little croissants, so maybe we'll look into a pattern for that, and if I don't find one, maybe I'll make a pattern for that, because I think a little croissant next to the jams would just be freaking adorable. And I was also thinking if I did eyeshadow to color the yarn to make it look shaded, I think that would be really cool. Or toasted. Would that be cool, you guys? Okay, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. This is just a thought. I'm just spitting out my thoughts here, but I think a little bakery, breakfast, farmer's market section with a little bit of bread. Pancito con miel. Oh, so cute. So cute. One more whip for this week that I have over here is this bunny. I'm trying to remember what bunny pattern this is. I just bought the pattern. It has a big head, little body. The rounds made it kind of a bigger bunny. I made it in the color Almond by Bernat. By the way, the jams, all the jams I was just talking about, are by Diana's Day Crochet. Mini Jammy Jam Jar. That's a tongue twister, but the pattern looks like this, and they're so cute. She put little faces on them. I didn't do that, but I think they're adorable. Bunny pattern is called Baby Doll Bunny in a Dress Pattern by Wendy Crochet Co. I've seen her patterns a lot, and one of them just popped up on my Instagram, and I thought it was just so cute. So I did buy her pattern, and those are all the pieces I have sitting there. After I made hers, I started looking at the round counts from the Loretta Loops Baby Bunny pattern 2 years ago. Almost. I made a bunch of Loretta Loops bunnies, and they're tiny and super cute, so I think maybe I will prep a couple of those. Giveaway winners, I'm finally sending out the eyes. Last week when I had the flu, I didn't even want to touch these because I didn't want to possibly infect or send over infected anything, because I seriously had the worst flu ever. So I didn't want my hands, if they were contaminated, to touch anything to give the flu to somebody else, so I just steered clear. So currently the 2 giveaway winners who have responded to my messages who are going to be getting these eyes are Tiffany and Angelica. For safety purposes, I decided to blur out the screen where I was showing you where I was actually clicking the emails, because when I thought about it, I was I don't want to post this for I have 7,000 subscribers, so I don't want 7,000 people, possibly, to see all these people's emails who applied to my giveaway. I did pick the first 3 that it gave me, but one of the 3 winners did not respond to my email, so I am going to be spinning it again. So Tiffany won 5 sets, so these are the sets she's going to be getting. It's a little bit of a mix of everything, so I'm going to open up the bag and tell you what everything is from. On top is Armin from my Scouts collection. Number 2 is Demacia from my Runeterra collection. Number 3 is Mars from my Sailor Moon collection. 4 is Doma.
Upper Moons collection, and this very last one is Minato from my Naruto collection. So every single one of these eyes is actually from a separate collection. And I thought it would just be really special to kind of give you an array of eyes, a couple different kind of colors if you like the blue, the pink, the yellow. I didn't have any like green ones because I gave the green ones to the second winner, Angelica, getting Jupiter from my Sailor Moon collection. Another Doma. I happen to have 2 Domas painted, so you're getting a Doma from my Upper Moons collection as well. And I did let them choose if they wanted 20mm or 25mm because I know some people have a preference. If you make smaller plushies, I definitely get wanting 20mm. So I wanted to offer them that, but I make big plushies and I really enjoy 25mm. It's my favorite size, that and 30mm to use. So I did give them the option and they both chose 25mm. So I am going to be choosing someone else, but I just wanted to share this with you so you could see which ones were going out and maybe why it was so delayed and what's going on. T-minus 4 days. We got this. We got this. You guys were waiting for my Sailor Moon to release. I finally released her 2 days ago. So my Sailor Moon or Lady Luna crochet pattern is now released on my website. I am not putting her on Etsy this time. I know I put all my other patterns on Etsy. I'm used to using Etsy, but I drive all of my sales for Etsy anyway. So I just figured out, like, based on my statistics through Etsy, that I would just keep selling through my website and maybe eventually I can do a Patreon. She's like my biggest anime pattern doll and she's got a lot of details. Special to me, so that's why her price is the way it is. And I know I don't need to justify that, but I just feel like I wanted to share like why maybe. Before I give him away, because someone just bought this from me, this is Jiraiya Pervy Sage. This is a mini version that I wrote the pattern for that I have not released yet. A mini Jiraiya from Naruto. This is my favorite character. Last year I released a large version of him, and this year I've made a tiny version, and someone did buy him from me from work, so I just wanted to share this before he goes in a to-go bag. We're just gonna say goodbye. Give him a little hug. And I did paint those eyes. That is Gyartaro from the Upper Moons collection. Saying goodbye to Jiraiya, little baby Jiraiya. So yesterday I was up after work. I just worked through all my whips. I was up till 3 a.m. making my signage. I'm just now charging all my devices, so my iPad, my lights for my tent, and I'm also charging my Square Reader. I use the Square Reader Generation 2, which has a chip reader and tap to pay. I really like it. So far I've had no issues. My phone also has tap to pay. They do charge a fee for each transaction, but it's really minimal. So to be honest, I really do enjoy Square, and it connects with all my inventory items on my Square website. So for me, hand in hand, I really love my Square Reader. My lights, which are charging over there, are from Amazon. They are magnetic, so they stick to the top metal bars of my tent, and they're rechargeable, so I'm charging them right now. Normally doesn't take too long, but I have 3 of them, and I'll put them on like the 3 metal bars in the front of my area. I'm able to like move them around too, obviously, so wherever I want to put them, I could just move them around. It's going to be too hot today, so I'm not going to be bringing my fan. It's just extra that I don't want to carry because it doesn't look like it's going to be too hot. We're actually dealing with a tropical depression right now. I thought it was going to be a tropical storm. And fun fact, a little lore of sweet beans, if you will. Last year on August 3rd, 4th, 5th, Tropical Storm Debbie, which turned into a hurricane, 16 to 20 inches of rainfall in one night in my city, and my house flooded. My stuff went underwater, had to get thrown away, had to renovate my house. This little space that I'm in now, opened my eyes on material items to realize like what's important and what's not. It was also very traumatic for me. So the fact that I saw that we were having a tropical storm, I have an event. All I've been doing is focusing on my event. Like I wasn't even thinking about, okay, what if my house floods again? But like that anxiety, that flood anxiety, that water anxiety, I really don't know how to explain to people who haven't had their house flooded. Another tropical disaster happened. I can only imagine like tornadoes and destructive things that just rip your whole structure up, which is terrifying. Because I saw a tropical storm that was coming, genuinely, I'm like, oh no. Like I feel like I should take everything out of my room. Like it's like just a whole process, but I'm like, I'm prepping for a market. It'll be fine. We can handle 1 inch of rain. It's not 16 to 20 inches of rain. Knock on wood. I have a little wood stand on my TV, but really worried last night. But when I check the weather today, because, the weather is really important for markets. It determines if people come or not. It's a cool park event. It's about an hour away from me. Just so you know, the event's going to be like up here in this region. So it's like there is going to be rain. That's a lot of rain right there. But that's like at midnight, I think. So yeah, that's like the forecast. That is bad right there. Oh gosh. I don't know. I really don't know. The wind doesn't look like it's going to be too bad today. I could be eating crow, but I also did get lots of weights for my tent. I bought like these extra sandbags that connect to the tent legs instead of, before I was using the kick plates that were like discs that you just put on the legs. But the problem with the discs that go on the legs of the tent is if your tent blows in any direction and those kick off, then there's no weight on your tent and it just goes whoop. So I learned that the hard way, and I used to actually have 2 sets of discs so I would have like more weight. But if the wind pushes your tent at all, if you have sidewalls or anything, and it pushes it out of the way of your like little weight plates, your tent's gonna fly away, and that's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Nothing is scarier than wind at a market. Maybe if you have like paper goods and it's raining, that is also terrifying. Glad I don't have paper goods. Unfortunately, my plushies have been through like storms. Not 4th of July, but last like June, I did a bunch of markets and they were wet. Me and my brother got wet at those events. This is Soul for sticking it out with me and coming with me and offering to still do markets with me after experiencing like lightning storms at a market that were just trying to hold everything together and keep everything dry. Carnival at the beginning of this year and my plushies fell over, got wet and dirty, and I had to clean them, and that was a whole ordeal too. So I feel like I've been through a lot. I've had a lot of like these little experiences to add up to create who I am today selling at markets. So now I have little sandbags that strap to my tent. I have actually multiple for each leg that makes it really heavy, but I do need to go buy sand. I was thinking I was going to be able to stop by like the free sandbag stations because we have them because of the rain, but it doesn't look like at the time I got off from work that they were still doing that. So I'm just going to go to Home Depot when I leave my house, when it's all packed up, and I'm just going to buy the sand and dump the sand into the sandbags. That might be a dumb idea because I'm waiting, but I also just like, at least I have the sandbag part. I just need to get the sand. So you live near the beach, but the beach is like 40 minutes away from me, so I'm not going to drive to the beach and then drive to the event because the event is an hour in a different direction. So that's kind of where my mentality's at. And I worked every day this week, so I didn't really have an opportunity to go get sand. I don't think I'm going to be bringing my claw machines because my batteries need to be replaced, and I don't really want to buy new batteries right now. At least I think it's the batteries because they just aren't turning on, so I'm going to chalk it up to that being a battery issue. Really good news, yesterday when I was doing all my prep, I did finish all of my jams and jellies and honeys. Blueberry and the strawberry, and I think they look so cute. I really like them. We got 1 grape, we got 2 honeys. That's supposed to be a bee, but it also could be like a honeycomb. My Cricut, for some reason, I can only use my rotary cutter. My fine point blade hates my felt, so I can't use my fine point blade to cut anything, and the rotary cutter has a really hard time with little antennas, so this bee has no antennas, and I just have to be okay with it. I have 2 honeys, 1 grape, 5 strawberry, and 2 blueberry jams. Because I hand paint and sell safety eyes, but I haven't been like posting my eyes on my website, I have a bunch that I've packaged here, like single packages to put at my table. So I'm going to have 30 millimeter and 25 millimeter. This is my Minato one. This one was the last one on my website. So we got Minato, and then this is like white people version. I made a bunch of white people versions because I thought they looked so pretty. So I'm going to have these at my table if there are any crocheters there. I do know because I checked the like vendor list that there is going to be another crocheter there, but from what it looks like right now, she makes acrylic pieces only, acrylic dolls, princesses from what I've noticed. I guess we'll see when I get there. It might be different. Her stuff looked really pretty. It is definitely different than what my stuff is. It's not plush yarn, at least not what it looks like. So at least we're 2 crocheters, but different, materials. So not because of her, but I already had these. I packaged these last night, and I am going to be selling these. So if there are any customer like crocheters there, because you never know when there's going to be a crocheter, and I have safety eyes. I think that'd be cool. So yeah, there is backers in here, and then obviously my business name. Absolute favorite ones I think are these orange ones. They're really cool. This is like the Naruto color, but from my like the colorful pupil collection, but on white pupils, and I think it's so cool. And it kind of has a magenta color in the background when you shift it, but you can't really see that on camera. That's cool. And yesterday I sewed this bunny together, but she does need like a nose, and I was thinking of maybe giving her like 2 little pink bows up here to finish her up. I think it's by Wendy Crochet Co. Wendy Crochets, something like that. This is her bunny pattern. It is bigger than Loretta Loop's bunny. This is Bernat Blanket and Almond. And if it doesn't sell like at this event, I am going to crochet a little dress and then sell it with the dress. That was my original plan, but I just don't have time. So I'm not going to make the dress or worry about it. But if she doesn't sell, I know that she just needs the dress accessory. So I got my nails done. I had to get my acrylics removed. So we got this like ocean vibe. She gave me little bubbles and like the whitewash sea foam and like 2 different colors. And I know they're like stubby, but it's been really nice at my like full-time job to have like a full nail to type because I type all day. So it's been really nice actually to have like no acrylics. Also with crocheting, I didn't realize like how much I just accommodated. Like I've had nails for so long, like the fake nails, that I've been accommodating with my crochet style. So it was really nice to get them taken off. And now I'm like, ooh, like I can feel things different. It's nice. So I wanted to celebrate that. I thought that'd be fun to share because you guys always kind of see them in the background when I hold things. So they're like little oceans. I love it. She did a really good job. I'm waiting for it to get a little more sunny so that I can take inventory photos because I want to take photos of every single plushie that I'm bringing so that we can do a recap. I sell enough to do a recap. I mean, even if I sell 5 things, I'm going to have a recap. But I want to have inventory photos for every single product I have now because even the small stuff, it gets to a point where I don't usually photograph those. And so I don't have like stock images of my products or things that I've made or things to remind me like, oh yeah, Robin, you like making that. Like, why don't you make that? Because I don't have a picture of it, so I don't remember that I've made it. That happens. It is the 4th of July, so happy 4th to everybody if you're in the US. I did not make anything for the 4th of July because I'm thinking, you know, if someone's going to spend their money at my booth, are they really going to buy something red, white, and blue themed, or are they going to buy something like a little toy that's their favorite animal, something that they can afford? Because the thing that I was thinking is I saw, I think it was Poema Studio or Pom and Posy, who made like a red, white, and blue ballerina, patriotic ballerina, and it was so beautiful. I was really inspired and I kind of wanted to make one, but I don't have the time to make one of those dolls right now. Let's go through my stressful list really quick. This is my cat folder. I put like all my business information in here, like what sells at markets. I put like my to-do list, what I need to do, maybe some orders or things that people message me about that I need to respond to. Yeah, all the stuff for everything is in here. To embroider the word milk onto this little milk carton, mini milk by Little Baby Rory Crafts, but I do adjust the pattern and make it smaller. These 3 bunnies, they don't have arms, and this one doesn't have an ears and arms as well. So finish those 3 bunnies. These are the belly baby patterns that are not released yet, but I'm working on. Finish this shrimpy, he needs a tail and eyes. This is a free pattern on my Instagram. We'll have a Nooks Hooks bear. She's super, super cute, but let me see. I have all my whips in these like canvas TJ Maxx totes, and I really do love like that because then I can just grab my tote and like go if I'm leaving somewhere or even going to work. I can just grab a tote and bring it with me. This is my partially done. I did this months ago, but I never finished it. Nooks Hooks bear. She's gonna have a pink tutu, and I think it'll be a bear or a bunny. I kind of like bunny idea, but I think a bear, maybe bear would be cute. I don't know. I don't know exactly where I'm at with that because it's been a while. So I gotta finish that bunny. I need to pack my car. I need to get change. I did make a list of all the change I'm bringing. To have 220s, 110s, 105s, and 25 ones. I do need to change a couple of the 10s and 5s because I am out of them. A couple of the bills. I don't have enough, but finish that large bunny. I want to photograph the plushies, pack a PB&J and snacks and water and yarn. I want to make some mini turtles for $7. I need to grab my fortune cookies, which are going to be freebies at my table. I made a little sign saying, "So fortunate you came by," with my social media link and saying to please grab a cookie. I think that'd be super cute on a bowl near me, near my business cards as well, so people can grab a little freebie and it's a little cookie. And I think they're pretty neutral, so like kids and adults can enjoy a fortune cookie. And then I need to put sand in my sandbags. And then I just wrote a couple crochet patterns I want to work on, like if I get downtime today. This is the morning before my firework adventure. Hopefully it goes well. Hopefully the rain stays away. I've really been hoping for that, and so far it looks okay, but I don't know. I just bought my new tent because my last one broke, so I need to put the top on my tent. I don't want to do that when I'm there. I'd rather do that here in this comfort of my home. So I'm going to go pop up my tent, put the lid on, pack my car, and then maybe finish up some whips. That's my plan. And I think I'm bringing my little sister Fiona today. Fiona sells like little bracelets, special charm beads that she makes. So I think we're going to have those displayed as well so she can make some money on her little small business. And I'm just really proud of her. I love that she comes with me. We have a really good time together. And we always enjoy some kind of treat. So we enjoy a treat. we get quality time, and she really does love selling. So when I start like my little speech or when I start talking to people, she adopts my words and starts speaking to people, which I think is amazing. It's starting her entrepreneur life so positively, and I think it's really cool she gets to see her older sister selling stuff. So then one day, like, she already told me if when she starts to crochet, she wants to be a part of my business, which I think would be so cool. Hopefully I have enough inventory. I'm bringing one tote. Let me show you. I'm bringing one tote bag and then those two over there. Oh, there's a bunny over there. You see that? And then these 2 bags I'm going to be bringing. And I need to stuff all these in there as well, and anything on my desk. And I need to somehow fit those sinker eyes somewhere. I don't know where I'm going to put that inventory, but it's fine. No big deal.